Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. I appreciate the time to be able to speak with you this morning. We are discussing right now Bill 1984. We presented this bill last year, and it was gently laid on the table as we waited the results of the JLARC study pertaining to data centers and their impacts on the Commonwealth. The study is back, if you haven't heard, and there's a lot of recommendations that have come out of it. And so we feel the bill is in better posture now to bring before you today and hope that we can earn unanimous passage out of this committee. The bill seeks to limit data center development to beyond 1/4 of a mile from federal, state, or local parks, schools, and property zoned for residential use. I think we need to be reminded of the question of why are we here? Why does this bill and many like it keep coming up? And the answer is simply that a select few bad actors in the data center industry have chosen to push the limits of decades of best practices as it pertains to zoning. It used to be common sense and common knowledge that you do not put light industrial uses immediately on the boundaries of schools, parks, and residential communities. That norm has changed in the past 5 years. And we have seen the encroachment of data centers, not figuratively, but literally on the property lines of schools, parks, churches, federal lands. And it's up to the point now where we must take action. It is easy, I think, to worry about some of the consequences of this bill that have been brought up to me in speaking with stakeholders. I think can be overridden by the simple fact that businesses thrive when there is certainty. Businesses thrive when the rules are clear. This bill makes it clear. This bill adds certainty as to where and when is appropriate to build data centers. And so I think that our communities, it's time that we send them that message. So I stand ready to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Delegate. Are there any questions from any members of the committee?
Mr. Chair.
Delegate Simons.
So I have a question. I'm wondering if the JLARC report dove into this issue of siting and zoning, and if it said anything in reference to this bill.
Mr. Chair, boy howdy did it. Entire sections were dedicated to the zoning issue. In fact, there were actually 4 examples of bad zoning, and 3 of them were in my home, Prince William County, not an award that we were hoping to win out of the JLARC study. It cites primarily issues with viewshed, issues with noise regulation. You could piecemeal this. You could do legislation on, you could codify ordinances or legislation as it pertains to mitigating sound. You could do laws that mitigate viewshed, and many of those bills are working their way through the legislature now. This does it all in one fell swoop. Many of those issues, if you simply impose the 1,300-foot buffer, if you impose that buffer, you don't have to worry about the viewshed issues, the noise issues, the issues during construction. The pushback has been that these bad siting decisions have been made by poor decisions of local elected officials, and I certainly agree with that assessment. My issue is then, why are we still trying to protect the ability to build so close to homes and so close to schools, if not that there's an intention in the future to still do so? So again, we're not trying to cripple the industry. We're not trying to curtail it to an extreme extent. We're simply trying to codify the norms of development as it pertains to light industrial and residential uses.